Consider the following formula. Which of the following statements is true for this formula? Answer choice A and B are asking us to find the difference between R and Q. So let's do that first. R minus Q, right? Difference in math means to subtract. We can't find this difference as it stands because we're dealing with two separate unknowns. However, Q is defined in terms of R in our original formula, so we can substitute R over 2 in for Q. So let's do that. R minus Q will become R minus R over 2. And now that we have an expression that is all in terms of one variable, we can solve. If it exists in math, there's always one of them. So this is really 1R minus 1/2 R. 1 whole minus 1/2 will just equal 1/2. So the difference between R and Q is equal to the value of Q, right? 1/2 R is the value of Q, and it is also the value of the difference. So for greater positive values of Q, if the value of Q goes up, then the difference is also going to go up because they are the exact same value. It's not going to diminish. So A is incorrect. B is also incorrect because it says that the difference is constant. 1/2 R has a variable, which automatically makes it not constant and makes B incorrect. For C and D, we need to compare the difference between Q and 0 to the difference between R and 0, which is a fancy way of saying the absolute value. So what we need to find is the absolute value of Q greater than the absolute value of R, or is the absolute value of Q less than the absolute value of R? And to do that, let's go back up here, right? Because the easiest way to compare is if all of our variables are the same, so let's put Q in terms of R. Is the absolute value of R over 2 greater than or less than the absolute value of R? Well, looking at this, R divided by 2, anytime you're dividing a number, you are making it smaller. You are splitting it here clean in half, which is always going to make it smaller than the original number that we started with, R, which means the absolute value of Q will always be less than the absolute value of R, making C our correct answer and making D incorrect.